ゲームスタートだ。エニグマ影。
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Enigma Kage. I know I'm gonna sound a little wary because I just recorded this whole thing for like 20 minutes explaining my deck, explaining the ancient gear build, the combos, everything. But sadly, I was muted. Hopefully, we can get it done now because I don't know what I was thinking, guys. If you're new to the channel, welcome. This is gonna go on YouTube as well. I'm on Twitch right now streaming this. Let's get this deck built on the way. We're in the middle of the rank reset. I am now gold 5. I used to be platinum 5. Got with the Gear Town deck, and hopefully I can give you guys some pointers on what you can do to make your Gear Town deck just as fearsome as mine. Let's go right into it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to explain every card I have in the deck. Then I'm going to combos and whatnot. So let's just get to it. So starting off first, we have the Swift Scarecrow. Swift Scarecrow is your bailout card. You have nothing to put on the field. Maybe you have 2 reactor dragons in your hand. You don't know what to do. So what did you do? You use Swift Scarecrow during the battle phase. Take it to the graveyard. Battle phase over. You want that because it's an Earth machine, so that you can probably get it back by using one of the train cards or whatnot. I don't know. I like to keep mine all kind of theme of machines. That's a double-edged sword. I'll get to that later. Next, we're going to Ancient Gear Hunting Hound. He is your polymerization. He also inflicts 600 damage onto the opponent when he comes out. It's a good idea to use Ancient Gear Hunting Hound at 3. I wouldn't do 2, I would definitely do 3 because you can make so many plays with him. Gearbox will come into the play. Gearbox in the deck. He's not really that useful on Ballista. So what you'll do is you'll bring out Ballista for a card from your deck, which would be Ancient Gearbox. Then his only activates, right? It only activates if he is searched from the deck or graveyard without drawing. So if he gets to your hand without drawing, give his effect, Earth Machine type with 500 attack or with Gear Frame. Use 3 Wyverns, be Searcher. You have to card first, be Wyvern, or you can much mess yourself up. We only have 1 trap, so we don't really set cards in this deck. We use Wabaku at 41 right now. I'll get to why is at 41. I just added Power Bond yesterday. It's not a big deal, guys. Trust me. 41 cards will not hurt you, and having more resources to destroy your opponent is the key. So Wyvern is your searcher. You can go drop Wyvern, get yourself a force, anything with ancient gear in the name. So you get yourself a fortress, you get yourself a gear frame, whatnot. You keep it at 3. But remember, you have to set first, then Wyvern. You Wyvern, you can't set cards. Gear Frame is also a sort of a, we have to discard a card, Ancient Gear Golem, or you get an Ancient Gear Fusion onto your into your hand. From there, Infiltrate. This is one of my tech cards for me. Use the Infinity Track Anchor Griddle, sorry, at 2. Why? Because you summon another Earth monster. Find so many ways, guys, that you can get Ballista. Ballista is the key. You want to get as much time as you can in the deck. I'm running mine at 3, some runs at 2. Some people set the deck up that they can only get to the Chaos Giant and end the game. That is one way. I want to be able to have 2 ways to win. So I have Ballista at 3, I have Chaos 1, but my bread and butter Dragon, because that wins me the most duels more than my fusions and stuff. So use Anchor Drill and then bring out one of these monsters and a train if you want, if you're feeling spicy. Cyber Dragon. Why is Cyber Dragon in the deck? You need Cyber Dragon because if you go against another Cyber Dragon deck, you're dead in the water. Either grab another Cyber Dragon, or if you don't want Cyber Dragon, then have Chimera Tech in your deck, because Chimera Tech can use any machine on the field as material. Cyber Dragon. If you go against Cyber Dragon deck, you're finished. This deck also, having Cyber Dragon in this deck also allows you to counter Sky Strikers. Their big bossy monsters are machines. Play Cyber Dragon, grab the girls, grab machines, make a husky Chimera. I use Ancient Gear. You can go Ancient Gear, the Ultimate Pounding as well. It's the same card, really. Pounding has a little bit more effects with it. I had one. I just like to go to the old school Ancient Gear Golem, but you can use the Pounding as well. Good for piercing, but the best thing about the Ancient Gear Golem, you use him with the Ancient Gear Fusion, because you use the Ancient Gear Fusion to go into the deck. You go into the search for the fusion materials with golems on the field, and you got a giant from stuff in the deck. Reactor Dragon is Tip's card. No, the second best card. Best card is the or Ballista, 1 or 2, or 1A. Then Reactor Dragon. Reactor Dragon is going to be the bread and butter of the deck. Come out, you're going to smash the person, you're going to destroy somebody's backfield. You attack somebody, you could then, first of all, you attack, activate traps against Ancient Gears, except Ballista. So don't get trapped with that. Attack everybody with you can attack with all the Ancient Gears, but don't attack with Ballista first. He does not have that effect. He's the only Ancient Gear monster that does not have the ability. People can't use traps, so you will get yourself blown up playing with Ballista. So what I did, I'll make Ballista. I'll search for a Gear Town. I'll pop Gear Town monster to 0. You got Reactor Dragon on the field. Now Reactor Dragon, man, for 3,000, he can't any traps to stop, smash him, field card, whatnot. Now my trains are only used. So heavy freight is used as a chain block. Bring out Wyvern. Then you got the heavy train. The heavy train comes out. And make sure I'm not muted. Heavy train comes out. All right. So the freight train comes out. You watch freight train. They Ash Blossom. Ash Blossom, the freight train is quicker. They can't Ash Blossom the Wyvern. So, and if they, I don't know, if the game somehow lets them do that, it has not happened to me, but I'm saying if it does do that, you can just go ahead and link them into Ballista. Another good thing about the freight train, right, because we'll get to this later, but it's had these 2 trains summoned into the Super Dragon. You can discard a card, and if you discard this, pops a card. It's always good. Same is, if you discard one of these guys, even if you use him, Ballista or something, do is, I'll get to that. We'll get to, but his effect is when he special summons himself to the field, because there's another Earth Machine out here. Whatever the material you Ballista, you can get one back, because at the end he allows you to get a machine to put in your hand from the card. So you'll use the material. So he's a throwaway. You got Regeki, blow up all their monsters on the side of. How useful is it in this meta? I don't know. It works out sometimes. Reborn, self-explanatory monster, terraforming. You want, if you can't get it on the first turn, you want to get in the. I don't care. You want to find a way to get Gear Town as quick to search it for you. I mean, anything to get Gear Town. Power Bond. I just added it probably yesterday. What I was is a combo play you can do with bring out the Ancient Box. He'll get him. And you do something else, and you'll have this in your hand. If you use this for Chaos Giant, he's a 9 Pierce that's unaffected by spells. Can't activate no monster effects either during the battle phase. Pretty much OTK. Overload Fusion, you use that to basically the machine monster. So I'm looking over here, guys. You banish the machine monsters from the graveyard for type fusion summon. Chaos Giant. I have it at 1. You can run that 2 if you want, but I didn't. 1 would do you. Ancient Gear Catapult works in 2 great ways. So you can either use it to your own Gear Town. So what it does is, if you control no monsters, you take 1 face-up card in the field, destroy it, then you special summon an Ancient. You can have Gear field, then you pop it, bring out the Golem, then Gear Town activates in the graveyard, bring out Reactor Dragon, and now they have 2-3 monsters that can't be affected by traps. One of them is blowing up the backfield, and the other one's piercing you. Engineer Fusion in your hand, you Engineer Fusion on the Golem, bring out K turn. Man, it's GG's, guys. It's GG's. Burial goods. I use foolish burial goods just at 1 to get out the catapult. You put catapult into the graveyard, because it also works in the graveyard too, guys. So once you use it 1 time, it goes in the graveyard. You can either banish it if you pop a card in the field, and then special summon a Earth token, 0 defense, whatever. That ain't the point. The point is, that's in the graveyard. It's going to come into play later in the game. Maybe you don't have anything to blast your fortress. You will use the catapult from the graveyard, blast the card right there, get a token, list again if that's needed. Ancient Gear Fusion, I'm running that 2 because we have too many fusion type cards. We have 2 here. Full Fusion, we have Power Bond, and we looks like you can fuse, guys. You can fuse a lot. Lightning Storm. I'm destroying all your monsters, all your spells on first turn. It's up to you. Gear Town, bread and butter. If it gets destroyed, you get this special summon ancient gear from your deck or graveyard, whatever. He's pretty the gateway to get Reactor Dragon every time. You can't bring out ancient gear Golem because it can't be special summoned, but Reactor Dragon 100% can be brought out. So either get Reactor Dragon out, or that's pretty much you don't want to get any other card. You want to get Reactor Dragon out. So this is what you have to run at 3. This is similar. You play ancient gear, you can do anything to stop the summon of Ancient Gear Monster, because that's what Fortress does. It protects them. Once Fortress destroyed in the field, you can special summon a Ancient Gear Monster. Here come back Reactor Dragon. He's back to the field again. Or if you want to bring Ballista or whatever, you want to use this to bring Reactor Dragon back to the field. Mystical Space Typhoon, MST. Simply, you want to have more ways to blow up your Gear Town. Same goes with Twin Twister. I discard a card, I blow up your card. Gear Fates. I got Reactor Dragon mad. Schedule for this card you want to use it with Super Bullet Train, because you want to be able to do this. Let's say you don't have Wyvern in your hand, right? Bring Wyvern out, bring out this train, Link Summon, Ballista, do some cover plays with Ballista, but at the end of the turn, Express Bullet allows you to get your material back, got Wyvern back in your hand, all due to Urge Schedule. I normally use, so I put it at 2, so I want to be able to get it. You can use 3, so that's fine. Wabaku. This is one it's a savior behind. Like, you want to use it. You had the crappiest hands. This half people they'll let you activate it, won't even stop it. I'm like, oh, whatever. Don't just put that card in the field and call it a day. I will only do that if I had like if I had Catapult already in the graveyard, Gear Town's already out there, because I'm like, all right, I'm going to set you up next turn, or Catapult's in my hand, I have Gear Town, and I didn't want to do it first turn, so I wanted to wait, so I just boom, Wabaku. Now they can't even hurt you, so you're good to go. Now let's go into the X deck, and then I'll give you guys some combos. So the extra deck has 2 Chimera Tech Fortress Dragons, just for the simple fact you got a Cyber Dragon and you have all Earth machines and whatnot. You can make, I use Chimera Tech in the deck as for Cyber Dragon decks. I'm sorry, it is what it is, because you go against, you're done. You're to be able to counter them. So having 2 in your deck allows you to use their own Cyber Dragons in your own machines to bring out this card to get some of them pesky Cyber Dragons out the way. Howitzer is really good. Him as an in game, you drop him on the field, use pop him from 1,000 day. You want to use the Hound, use your summon something. You don't want to use your Ancient Gear fusions to bring out Howitzer. You want to have Howitzer if that's a last minute resort. Like, you know, the guy has only 500 life points left, 800 life points left, and the Hound doesn't have an effect damage to you bring out Howitzer, hit him for 1,000, game over. Megaton, I don't even summon him. That's some situational stuff. You summon him, you can do some damage. I only have 1 Ancient Gear Golem, so you need at least use him so he can attack multiple times. Whatever. If I'm mistaken, is he a no, he's not a monster, I don't believe. Yeah, so basically if he dies, he gets out the ultimate Ancient Gear, pull him out. Like I said, I don't really use these guys. Ancient Gear Giant, best card in the deck. He's 4,500. You can't activate no monster effects, no spells or traps during the battle phase. It's pretty much a wrap. Once you get him out, they gotta kill him before going to the battle phase. Super Dreadnought, I got trains and whatnot. I mean, there's another card you can use. Okay, they don't want to let me see it, but you can use it to go on top of him. Another Exceed monster. Ballista is the bread and butter of the deck. A good play with Ballista is that you can either go, oh, I Link Summon, I got Ballista on the field. Now I'm going to search for a card. I can search for Gear Town, or I can search for Ancient Gear Box. I'm only searching for Ancient Gear Box if I have a few card in my hand. So you'll go Ballista, then you'll go over to Ancient Gear Box. Since he's Ballista, you activate his to your hand. So that's 3 Ancient at your disposal. You only want to do this if you have a fusion. If you have some way to fuse the cards together, maybe you have a Hound on it already on the deck, I'm already on the field or something. Do not do that play box and then Gear Frame if you don't have this. For all that, you Ballista, get a Gear Town, use the effect again, pop your turn his monster 0, bring out Reactor Dragon, attack him for 3,000. They can't activate the trap or whatnot. Be careful with you. And that's it for that. for that man, right? So combos you can do, depending on hand is, like sample hand if we can. All right, so let's see a sample hand. Okay, this is a sample hand right here. So we have Gear Town, we have a Mystic Space, we have an Anchor Drill, we have Foolish Burial Goods, and we have Fortress. Okay, so what you can do is first turn, you play Gear Town, you can play the Fortress face down, and then you can play Anchor Drill. I wouldn't use this so early. You could though, but I wouldn't. Let them see what they're gonna do. Then turn comes, if it's the first turn, you pop your own Gear Town, or pop your own Gear Town early. You can pop your own Gear Town early with the Foolish Burial Goods. You can either send the counterpult to the graveyard, but like I said, you don't want to use counterpult twice. You don't want to use it this way. This is only if you're like, you know what, screw it, I feel like I have a good hand. But for this hand, I would definitely just Mystical Space Typhoon, my own Gear Town, get my giant, I get Reactor Dragon, and I have this guy here. If you really want to be creative, you can do that. Go on Ballista, get another Gear Town, pop it again, and get another dragon. I'm telling you, you're gonna access to your dragon so many times, especially if you blow this one up too. So you'll go get another Gear Town, pop a monster with the Reactor Dragon, then you pop your own Fortress, get the other Reactor Dragon that you used earlier back on the field. Now you have 2 Reactor Dragons and a Ballista. You know, so it's good combos you can do. Another combo right here. Match starts. Boom, I drop him. We can Twin Twister, whatever's on the field. Or yeah, you drop him, get your card that you want, whatever it may be, maybe a Fortress. Bring him out. Boom, we're going to Ballista. And from there, we can go Ballista. We go for Gear Town. First turn. And let's say that's all you got. And you're like, man, he's gonna take a beating. Unless it's some kind of deck that you know that's gonna slaughter you, this is gonna be your bread and butter. Because if you have your Gear Town on the field, and even if they kill Ballista, you can just use Catapult, blast your own Gear Town, right? You blast your own Gear Town, and now you have another monster due to Catapult and the Gear Town activates in the graveyard, which allows you to go ahead and get yourself a Reactor Dragon, and you go from plays from there. But that's pretty much it, guys. It is quite simple and depth in order to go vibe and to see how it goes.